It's Aneesa Getaneh. They was doubting by my calling, now they peeping away.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Pretty and Profitable podcast. And today we're going to talk about the principled. I have my special guest, but she's really a really close friend of mine. She's a CPA. She's just all around amazing woman. I'm going to let her tell you more about herself. But the principle that we're going to talk about today, principled, you have to be a woman that is trustworthy in order to handle people's money. So I want to introduce you guys to Sheneya. She is the People CPA. Thank you, Sheneya, for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Can you tell the people a little bit about what you do?
Yes. So I'm Sheneya Wilson, aka the People CPA. I'm a certified public accountant. Pretty much what I do is allow small businesses to build strong foundations. So my business is Full of Financial. Been in business for 7 years now. We service over 1,000 clients in different capacities. Our specialties are bookkeeping, accounting analysis, but more importantly, tax planning. A lot of entrepreneurs that are first generation are building wealth without a strategy on how to actually preserve that wealth through tax strategy. So that's a big part. That's a big part about what we do. It's a big part about what we do.
Yes.
Also, I am a practitioner development, so I coach other accountants or aspiring accountants on how to start and grow their own tax firms.
So you're scaling your business.
Yes, scaling the business, but more importantly, just scaling the practice because there's unfortunately a shortage of accountants.
Really?
Yes. Nobody's talking about it, but it's a crisis. Yes.
Why is there a shortage?
Really, it's because the baby boomer generation, they're retiring or, they're passing away.
Yeah.
And because of COVID, articulation in schools also have decreased. So now there's this growing...
We more on TikTok.
Exactly. They don't want to be accountants. Like, Gen Zs, I want to be an influencer.
Right.
That's everybody's thing. Yes. But it's like accounting is such an important thing because even people who have brands, who's going to help power those brands and build businesses behind those brands if we don't have enough accountants?
And you you have some really powerhouses. Like you really handle people that really are making a lot of money. So tell me, didn't you, I know it already, I'm acting like I don't know, but didn't you make like the Forbes?
The Forbes, it was next 1,000 list.
Yes.
Yes.
So can we just brag about you a little bit or no?
We got some bragging rights. We got some bragging rights.
So, I talk about wealth building or becoming a wealth building woman. And a lot of it has to do with identity. It has a lot to do with becoming the woman that can do the thing. But you actually are dealing with people that are making a lot of money. You even help them grow their money, right? So you start them at one point and you help them grow. What are things that you want women to know about money?
Yes. The first thing that I want women to know about money is that you have to be in control of what's in your wallet. Period. Okay.
What's in your wallet?
What's in your wallet? We always talk about getting in your bag and getting in your bag.
Yes.
Okay. How are you actually engaging with what's in your bag? How are you managing what's in your bag? How are you multiplying what's in your bag? So, because a lot of times women shy away from finances as a conversation because usually it's more of a guy thing, talk about money. But no, even if you have someone who's being a provider for you, it's also really important for you to have those skills as a woman.
Yes.
Because you can also bring those skills to the table. Oh, yeah? Let's talk about that, right?
Talk about being a woman of value.
Okay.
And I talk about that too because I'm like, women are talking about they want men with money, but can you be a woman that can manage a man with money?
Or multiply.
And multiply his money. Okay, give me that. But, I think that's really good. What do you think about the culture? Because there's videos that I see on Instagram or TikTok that kind of glorify the overspending of women. It's two things that I see. It'll show the woman being secretive about her money with her husband, right? She got her Amazon boxes, right? And kind of glorifying it. It's funny, right? But when you actually think about that, we're elevating this idea of overspending and spending more money of our husband's money than we should. What do you think about that?
That's a great question. I feel like when it comes down to money and relationships, it just has to be a mutual understanding of everybody's goals.
Yes.
I think that's really important. I think it's important it also depends on the dynamic of the relationship.
Yeah.
But of course, we have our family pot, this is for us. This is for what we got to do. Then maybe we have like our vacation pot. This is for like us, doing our thing. But then everyone has their own like hobbies and habits. So like, some women may have like, shopping problems. We just need to have a budget for that, right? Because on the other side, other guys have different things that they like as well. Whether it's video games or like going to sports bars, like everyone should have a budget for the things that they like. Now, my issue, especially with those that are new to money, is having the money and spending it on things that
don't matter.
Okay, let's just put it what it is.
But do you know that people don't know that they don't matter? You have to get to a stage where you realize it doesn't matter.
Exactly. The bags, they're nice, but okay, it's even nicer for me when I have LVMH stock in my retirement portfolio, okay?
Let me tell you when I started seeing, it was right before this recession that, we always talking about the money and how stuff is changing. I started seeing people that, they said that they're wealthy selling their things. Like on Instagram.
Because they just know. It's like, okay, why hold on to these things that aren't going to bring me any more cash flow?
Right.
I used it. Okay, cool. Let me sell it for a discount. But at least I got my money back. A lot of people just buy material things to hold and hoard on to them as if they're going to magically appreciate in value. Because guess what? Louis is going to come out with another line.
Another one with the
Gucci's
same
going to come out with another line.
With the same print.
And now your stuff is outdated. Okay, some things may be vintage, we have that. However, I would say let's look at things as being more of an investment. Like I know for me, I do have like, I do like jewelry. So like gold is my thing. I love watches. So I actually do monitor just the appreciation of like watches. And Drake talks a lot about it in his songs as well. About appreciation of like his jewelry. So it's like even that way of looking at it though is not looking at it as a prized possession because I need to show that I have money. Like, no, I want to like slow the time on my wealth. So I'm going to buy a timepiece, to maintain and preserve my wealth, not because I'm trying to keep up with the Joneses or the Kardashians.
The Kardashians, because they're the new Joneses.
Okay.
So with the shift happening with money right now, I'm always like, Sheneya, what you think about this? How important do you think it is to do international business?
Ooh, she's trying to get spicy. She's telling the secrets. Listen.
I am kind of, we're not going to talk about nothing, but we can talk about the importance. Like, how important do you think it is?
It's really important.
Yes.
A lot of us need to break out of that mentality that our clients are the people who are right around us. It's our family and friends that, grew up with us or we went to school with, or it's the people who follow me on social media. There's a whole world of 300 and something billion people out here that can be your clients. So if you're struggling to make a sale, maybe you're not in the right environment. When it comes to business, when you have a product or service that you uniquely created, there's going to be at least one person in the world that's going to want to buy.
Exactly.
A lot of entrepreneurs get discouraged when they don't make a sale because they're just always in their immediate circle. But again, there's a whole globe out there to explore. So if, New York ain't working for you, maybe try Atlanta. Maybe Atlanta's your market.
Right.
Atlanta ain't working for you, let's go to Europe.
Right.
Maybe you need to be in Paris. Maybe... But just opening your minds, I think that's what international business does. And most of the most successful businesses have international operations. Let's also talk about that part, right?
They do.
Uber is everywhere.
Yes.
Okay. Amazon is everywhere.
Louis Vuitton.
It's everywhere. And, now he's the richest guy in the world. He surpassed Elon Musk, right?
Yes.
So when we, break that mentality of thinking that our wealth needs to be created in our immediate environments, we have... we reopen our mind and our lives to being open to abundance. And the world just has so much to offer.
It has so much to offer. I remember when I was in Ethiopia and I saw this Chinese man come in with the birr. Birr is like the Ethiopian dollars. And he was just in there like, this is his country. And he came with a stack of money. And I was just looking like, they are a people that no matter where they go, they're going to make money. This is not a China thing. This is something that anybody can do. But because we've been brainwashed that, not brainwashed, but we've really bought into the brand of America. The brand of America.
Okay.
Not the truth of America. The brand, we don't see other countries as an asset. We don't see even the opportunity when really there are other cultures that go to another country and they kill it. Like,
literally, especially coming from America, I think that's an advantage that we have is like we're low key living in the future. I call it how I call it. We're living beyond the future. And I say that because when you go to different countries in Africa or even different countries in the Middle East or in Asia, it's like you step back into the past.
Yes.
And, I look at that as, okay, well, if we're here in America, that means that, because, we're going to naturally continue to evolve as a society. So if America is here, that means that, okay, places in Africa have potential to get in these places, or places in the Middle East have the potential to get like where we are.
Exactly.
So, if there's businesses that are non-existent in those environments, that just means that there's so much opportunity.
Exactly. Instead of saying we shouldn't go there or it's hard there, I told somebody about America. I said any country could do well if they have 400 years of free labor. And that's really what it was, is that they got all this on credit.
Yep.
And that's why we're advancing. We could take that concept even in our personal lives, that how credit is, great and how far it can take you into the future.
Yes.
Right. But yeah, global business is,
it's where it's at.
It's, listen, yo.
It's where it's at.
It is where it's at. The global people is where it's at.
If you know, you know.
Okay. I have always said, because I married an Ethiopian, he is African, I'm an African American, but the best thing for me was an African man. For a Black woman, I think the best thing was to have a person that had one foot in America and one foot in another country. I just think it's the best thing. So even with that, like as Black women, you're like, there's not enough men. Go to another country.
Listen, there's a whole continent.
A whole continent.
A whole continent.
A lot of tribes. Okay.
Pick one.
Pick one. But it allows you even with that. If you're like, business is not doing good here, take the knowledge and the skill set that you have here and take it there, because you're already ahead of the game.
Exactly.
So
yes, I'm all for it. And on top of that, like, let's also just shed light to Americans are growing to be a lot more lazy. There's also that thing. We get a lot of support here. When my experience from traveling and teaching, in different countries around the world, there's people who are hungry.
Yes.
They are hungry.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, when it comes down to even staffing needs, would you rather staff someone who's okay? Especially there's this trend of quit your job, get a six-figure remote job. That's going on. Job hop from here to here. How can you build sustainable companies job hopping? And it's also really important for us as like those who are building Black-owned businesses to have reliable staff. For me, outsourcing, like I'm trying to get people who are committed, people who are passionate, people who are driven.
Yeah.
So even when it comes down to like, developing your labor force within your organization, just being open to international business also can be a great advantage.
And, with all the things that are happening with our dollar, BRICS, and all these different other alliances, it's good to have bank accounts in other countries.
Okay.
We're laughing because we have so much to say and we're not saying it. So for the people that don't know about BRICS, so what is I know it's like we're at the very beginning of it, but what is your opinion on like BRICS?
I don't even know what BRICS.
BRICS?
What's BRICS?
Okay, we can scratch it. No, BRICS is the currency. The Brazil,
doing?
Russia.
Oh, they're trying to in
We
China.
talked about this.
Oh, how they trying to come together against America? Okay,
we just talked about this.
Interesting. Okay.
But we just talked about it.
Okay, I just didn't know the acronym.
The name. Yeah. Okay. So BRICS is basically just something right now that is. Some people would say it's not coming up against the American dollar, all of that. But there's countries that are coming together that are making alliances and trying to create a new currency. And we have to be people, I think, that see opportunity and not just run and go, oh my God, this is happening. We have to be able to continue to elevate and evolve from an economy just like they did during the Great Depression, which we talk about.
But it's interesting because I feel like another thing is the fact that we're going digital. So like, well, what does that mean for brick, you know?
Yeah.
I think that the whole world is going through a financial transformation.
Yes.
It's happening slowly but surely. And in my opinion, like, yes, these countries can come together, but I do believe that the power is going to be back in the hands of the people. Like, that is kind of how I see things.
Yeah.
Like, we're going back to how society was when it was created. Like, you know, more independent businesses, just more independent, just solidification of, you know, people's financial futures. Like, everyone's interested in learning about trust and how can I, you know, expand my wealth and how can I secure it.
Yeah.
And even how to be your own bank. Let's talk about that. So the fact that, you know, people are thinking in this way, it's like, okay, like, yes, these countries can come together, but I do feel like decentralization of finances, which is what we see with Bitcoin, blockchain, et cetera, that's also going to have a really big influence in regards to how the future turns out with financial management.
I know. So it doesn't matter what the currency is because currency flows. It's something that needs to flow. The mindset piece is what you need to have no matter what the bill is.
Exactly.
You know? So with managing multiple clients, what are the biggest mistakes that you see people make?
That's a great question. Okay. I would say that the biggest mistake that I see people make, okay, because I can see it from two parts. Okay. Would you want me to answer this from like running a business, so like working with CEOs directly, or financial management?
I already know the answer, okay? But yeah, you can give both perspectives.
Okay.
Because we do have people that are just running a household.
Yes.
Which is a business in itself.
Yes.
But yes.
Yes. And I think, so on that note, the biggest thing is just management, right? Everyone wants to be a CEO. Being a CEO comes with responsibilities to be a great manager, right? You're managing your staff, you're managing your client relations, you're managing your brand, you're managing your public relations, you have to network. It's a lot that you take on. I see sometimes a lot of CEOs don't fully understand what being a CEO means. Like, you know, they want to complain, or they wanted to try to hire out and have people solve their problems, and now they're struggling. And it's like, no, you wanted that title, right?
Yes.
Here is what the territory comes with. It comes with you being a great manager of things. And then I guess just to add finances in there as well, the biggest mistake that I do see for entrepreneurs is before you even start to manage business finances, you need to assess how you're managing your own finances. Okay? If you don't have a budget for your personal finances, how are you going to budget for your business? If you don't have great personal credit, how are you going to get business credit? How are you going to get that Amex Platinum if you haven't got Platinum on your personal credit? Everything comes down, like, I see, and I love using this phrase, but I do feel like your business is a reflection of like who you are, right?
Absolutely.
It's a reflection of your principles. It's a reflection of your management skills. It's a reflection of your people skills. It's a reflection of your patience. So a big part about like being the CEO is, again, figuring out how you can best manage. And if you need help, then just seek that. You know, don't have so much pride and think that you can just do it all by yourself. No. You know, because no one can do it all by themselves. Even the most successful entrepreneurs, you see that there's a whole team of people around them.
Exactly.
But a lot of like, you know, new business owners, especially in this new age, like they just have so much pride. Like, oh no, I gotta be the boss. I gotta da-da-da. And it's like, no, bosses know. A part of being the boss is to know when to let somebody else be in charge. Okay?
Okay. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I think in business, and as you were talking, it's the same thing when I talk about being pretty on paper. Like, everything starts with the personal. Because whatever your thought process is with your personal credit is what you're going to take into business credit.
Exactly.
And so if you're using your personal credit just to consume, and then you get access to business credit, you're not going to make the best decisions, or you're not going to plant your money somewhere where it's going to grow.
Exactly. And that's the thing, because I know, just bringing it back to what we see online, I'm just going to have to bring it back.
Please.
I see so many influencers that have super big platforms. highlighting, oh, get business credit. That irks my soul as someone who's so passionate about financial literacy and saving our people from financial hardship. If these people, haven't even mastered like personal finances and you give them business credit where you're getting $20K, $50K, now these people end up being in way more debt.
Yes.
And honestly, I'm sure we're going to see some stats come out in the next couple of years about how much Black, businesses are even more in debt because of this trend of, okay, just get business funding.
That's not the answer.
It's not the answer. How are you going to get business funding if you don't have a business plan? How are you going to get business funding if you never even had a customer?
Right.
Before you even look for funding for new businesses, they think that hey, let me just go get funding. Like, no. Get a client first. Do you have proof of concept that your business idea works?
Yeah. So for me, even with the business credit, I was saying earlier that I was helping people get their credit together. And then I realized I'm giving them access to a lot of capital just on the personal side. And now we're teaching them business. And I'm like, some of these people don't need access to money. They need a change of mindset first.
Yes.
So even for me, I stopped taking certain clients. I would ask them what their goal is. And I would know, like
take this and consume.
Right. And that, that's their choice. But I think having people, and that's why I talk about like you being a CPA, you're principled, right? You don't just handle people's money and just do whatever you want with it. You are making sure that they're able to manage it and multiply it, and you're giving them resources.
Exactly.
Like, can we talk about your new program? Have you?
Yes, we can talk about it.
Okay, because we be talking about it, but I didn't even know we can talk about it. Yeah, so like the things that you're doing now, I wouldn't even call it like a pivot. It's more like a evolving of what, of the businesses that you've done before. You're evolving into helping people and become an accountant or manage their thing, but you're also helping CEOs.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you've seen that there's a major problem with, because like, who's the boss of the CEO?
Exactly. There's no one there.
Nobody.
That is the blessing, but then that's also the curse. And as I said before, that in order to grow, you have to be really, really, really humble enough to know when you need help. Even for me, I have an accountant, okay? I used to do my books by myself when I first started my business, but then things got really busy, just like with every other business owner, and I slipped off with managing my books. And it's interesting because I preach this to my clients.
Right.
Oh, keep your books and records in order. When I tell you for that 6-month period that I didn't do my accountant, my business probably lost the most money that I ever lost.
So the accountant needs an accountant.
Yes, the accountant needs an accountant because who's making sure who's holding you
watching you?
Who's watching you? Who's holding you accountable to what you need to do?
Well, we have our Monday accountability.
We have our money accountability sessions.
We have our money accountability, but that is so. I'm glad that you said that the accountant needs an accountant because it lets people know that we never stop needing a village.
Yes, exactly.
A support system. It doesn't matter how much you know. Like as I'm going out helping people, I still need somebody watching my back. And so I think that is so important for Black women to hear because we think that we have gotten to a level.
I can just do it myself. Oh, no, I'm independent. I'm strong. Okay, you're also tired.
Listen. Let me tell you. And Coriel said it first. She's like, I need help. Like, I love that because now we need to get more into saying like, no, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I ain't got it.
Help me out.
Help me. Nigga. Help me. Because again, and I want to emphasize this, I've been talking about it, we haven't had enough time in wealth. We haven't had enough time in ownership. We've been property longer than we've owned property as a people. And I really saw that mindset when I married my husband because he didn't experience America. We did.
Yeah.
And so he didn't see the world like I saw it. He was automatically thinking own and this. It was just a different mindset that they have. And so we are like uncovering all of this stuff, that we were taught, we were told, just so many levels, right?
Exactly.
So I think that, as we're moving forward, we should also be patient with ourselves and show ourselves grace, but also ask for help.
Exactly. Ask for help and
Just get Sheneya to manage your book.
I mean, pretty much, like, come to pull up financial. There's that part. But especially like being a CEO, because I talk a lot at different colleges, universities, and I'm really in touch with my alma mater. I sit on the alumni board, and they actually asked me to go next month to do a program on like branding for student organizations. And they want me to talk about my journey as a CEO, and I'm just like, wow, the thing is, unfortunately, I love my alma mater, but I didn't learn nothing about being a CEO. And I have 4 college degrees.
Yes.
An associate's in accounting, a bachelor's in accounting, an MBA, and a master's in management research. And none of those degrees have prepared me to be a CEO.
Well, so I went to Pepperdine, one of the top schools in business and all that. And I didn't learn anything, but I also wonder if we didn't learn it because we were the first. Maybe they were teaching something.
Yeah. But we just wasn't catching. Yeah. But then even more importantly, even if you learn the concepts, you learn just
it's
like
still
the principles.
Theoretical.
It's very theoretical.
Yes.
What we're missing is like a blueprint on, okay, like, all right, now that you have this knowledge, you have this passion, you have this business idea, here's a step-by-step, way on how you build and scale a business.
Yes.
Because like there's so much things that we don't learn. And I also feel really, I really empathize with those entrepreneurs that are like very creative. So you have your artists.
They don't have it.
Because that's analytical.
Yes.
That's the analytical side of your brain. Some people who are so focused here, they never even, operations plan, what's that? Intake and onboarding, like what's that?
But they need it more than ever.
Yeah. And I think the key to one of my goals, because something that I looked up is, there's over 4,000 companies that are publicly traded on the NASDAQ. There's, I think what they said, 7 of them are Black owned, but I mean, as we know, like that doesn't even mean that it's 100% Black owned, or if, that's 0.003%. And I was like, okay, well, what can we do to just build more strong Black businesses? Because when we think about like legacy and longevity, it's not even about what we're doing with our small businesses. A small business is a business that makes less than $20 million a year. To get to the point where you're Johnson & Johnson, you're Unilever, these companies that have been around for hundreds and hundreds of years, that takes a certain, commitment and also a way of doing business. A lot of people who have businesses now were never exposed to corporate. Like, my background is in public accounting, so I audited these super big companies and understand like they have infrastructure, they have systems. And those are the things that a lot of businesses are missing. So that's why I created the CEO program. To help,
Please tell us more about it.
Yes.
Okay. And what type of CEO does it support?
Yes, that's a great question. So the CEO Accelerator is a program that's created for CEOs, whether new or current CEOs, that do need support in growing and scaling their business with a strong foundation. So in the program, we cover anything from building your business plan to looking at your brands, thinking about your sales process, your sales delivery process, your customer retention process, and also internal structure. So thinking about operations, SOP development, all of the things that create the infrastructure. There is a book called Atomic Habits, and there's a quote in the book that I love. It's, I don't want to mess it up, but it talks about, even when you scale and when you fall, you're only as tall as like your systems, pretty much, right? So you can have this big brain, you can make all of this money, but when shit hits the fan, you're only going to survive or stand up as tall as your system. So like systems are super duper important. They are what powers businesses. So the CEO program is for CEOs to go through the program and come out with a system. A system allows you to be a business owner and to be a CEO. If you don't have systems, that's when you end up, wearing all these hats and just being all frantic about operating your business. But if you have a system, you can operate that system from a bird's eye view, and that's being the CEO. That's being a boss. So.
So we talk about being principled. How does that play into, I talk about Proverbs 31 woman, and she's a woman that could be trustworthy. She's trusted. Even when no one's looking, and people have confidence in her. So how does that play out for you personally?
Ooh, that's a great question. It plays out so differently in just different aspects of my life. Even just taking it down to like my household. So I was able to retire my mom. That's probably my biggest accomplishment. In 2020, she's retired.
Wow.
But even that was a step, because I'm principled to be trusted, you know? Because think about it, a strong Black woman who's been by herself for all of these years, raising 3 kids, to be able to, okay, let me just give control to my daughter.
Wow.
You know?
She had to trust you.
Yes. So like that makes me feel just so confident in her being trusting in my capabilities to provide, you know? And then even in business, a reason why a lot of my clients come to me is because, again, that's that whole principle of trust. I do think that trust is at the core of like why people just are friends with me, period. I'm a trustworthy person, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, even when you're doing business with like, especially high profile clients, like some of my clients are NFL players, they're NBA players, they're super big influencers, and they choose me. Why? Because you can go on my Instagram, you don't see any of my clients' business online, number one.
You're not making your content around your clients.
Because why would I do that? They're going to be like, oh, you're exposing me and putting my money all out there. It's supposed to be private. So trust is really important, especially when it comes down to like financial management. You definitely want to have someone that you can trust. So I definitely pay attention to that. And even taking that principle of trust and applying it to like how I've done the branding of Fola Financial as well. I chose the color blue because blue is a color of choice, you know? It's got on blue right now. So I researched, you know, what colors, you know, symbolize trust. Even the name Fola, it means something. So Fola is a Nigerian Yoruba name. It means honor and wealth. That's what it means. And that is what the company is built on. Being honorable, so that's being trustworthy, being honest, you know, being dependable, and helping people build wealth. And that's what, you know, our company name means. So principles at the core of who I am, again, is being trust, is being honorable. It's also just having a passion to continuously learn. And I do feel like that spills out in all areas of my life, my family life, my business, and even my friendships.
So here's the Pretty on Paper segment where we ask every woman that sits on the couch one of their beauty secrets. So Sheneya, what is one of your beauty secrets?
One of my beauty secrets? I would definitely say a lot of sun. A lot of vitamin D. Yes, because people always like, oh my God, your skin is so nice. And it's like, I make sure, I'll be tan all year round. That's why I travel so much. Because I realize in the winter, my skin gets dry and brittle. So let me just get on the flight real quick.
Let me get on a flight and get some sun. It's no sun where you at? You got to get on a flight?
I got to get on a flight. Okay. I'm from New York, baby. There's not a lot of sun there. But I definitely think that just getting a lot of sun. Because I know also like when I tan and when the tan fades away, a lot of my blemishes start to like fade away. My dark spots fade away. Vitamin D is good for you.
Because it peels the skin. Okay.
I think it evens out your tone. Yes. And also, of course, drinking water and minding your business. Don't forget that part.
Okay. That is the number one tip.
Stay hydrated, ladies.
Yes, stay hydrated. Okay. Thank you so much, Boo. Thank you for coming. You are absolutely amazing. Can you tell people where to find you?
Yes. So, hey again, you can find me on Instagram at the People CPA or follow the business at Fola Financial. You can also visit my website, thepeoplecpa.me. And also feel free to send us the email info@folafinancial.com. So that's 4 ways to find me.
Yay. So on today's podcast, we talked about the beautiful Sheneya who fits and embodies the principle of being principled. She is a CPA, but alongside of being a CPA, we also talked about her retiring her mother. So in order to be a person that is principled and people, you know, in order to retire your mother, she had to be able to trust her. And so being a person that's principled is essential to becoming the profitable Proverbs 31 woman. She has so many things that she embodies, but one of the top principles is that she is trustworthy and people have confidence in her abilities. So that's it, you guys. If you like this, make sure you like, subscribe, and you share. And I'll see you guys on the next one.
It's Aneesa Getaneh. They was doubting by my calling, now they peeping away.